Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Razman's Reality number 3. I know I said I might not be on here today, but it turned out that I have more time than I thought I would, so I definitely want to come on here and do another episode, if you will. Yesterday we were talking about Blu-rays and how amazing they are, but we were also talking about the upconvert on DVD video on a Blu-ray player, and I watched the film 21 last night, which I received for Christmas on DVD, because the person who gave it to me was not yet aware, nor was I, that I was getting a Blu-ray player. And that particular movie, I couldn't really tell much of a difference between a regular DVD player and the Blu-ray player as far as visual quality for the DVD. So perhaps it's a situation where certain DVDs work better on a Blu-ray player as far as an upconversion than others. So I did want to make you aware of that. But it's still a very nice thing that Blu-ray players do play DVDs, because if you're going to upgrade and you're like me, you've got 1,000 gajillion DVDs and won't have the time or the money to replace every movie you have. So it's a nice thing that they do. I want to talk a little bit today about some sports related things. In particular, Manny Ramirez, the former Cleveland Indian and Boston Red Sox and Los Angeles Dodger, now reportedly being heavily pursued by the San Francisco Giants. And this one's got me scratching my head a little bit, because Manny Ramirez is a problem child. He's a great hitter, great performer on the field, but if you don't keep him happy, we've seen that he can cause problems. He basically forced Cleveland's hand years ago with the Boston trade, and we all know about how he literally stopped playing and forced himself out of the Boston Red Sox organization. Now, granted, when he was in LA, he was happy and playing well and looked like a little kid again. But the point is it's all about keeping ManRam happy. And the thing that makes me scratch my head about San Francisco is, of course, Barry Bonds. We know that that city and that town doesn't like problem children. When the steroid controversy and the indictments and all that escalated with Mr. Bonds, San Francisco did not choose to re-sign him, and actually he's been unemployed in baseball ever since. So, excuse me for that right there, fans. My shirt got a little tight on me. So, why is San Francisco going for Manny Ramirez? I don't understand why it would be a good fit. I think LA should have pursued him more because he was perfect there. I think the Yankees, despite spending money on CC Sabathia, AJ Burnett, and Mark Teixeira, insane amounts of money already, I think they'll be in the ManRam sweepstakes. Obviously, he's not going to be a Red, which is what I was hoping for when they got rid of Adam Dunn and freed up all that salary cap room. They're not going to get CC Sabathia or Manny Ramirez, it doesn't look like. But we'll have to wait and see. Time will tell with that situation. And then, of course, 2 days from now, we've got the Buckeyes going up against the Texas Longhorns in the Fiesta Bowl. Now, me being a Buckeye fan, I hope that they pull this out. Will they do it? It's going to be a hard sell, because you're going to have a young quarterback in Terrell Pryor GP up against a Heisman frontrunner from this past year, Colt McCoy, for one thing. And for another, Texas is upset and mad because they beat Oklahoma head-to-head, but yet Oklahoma leapfrogged them in the BCS to get in the national championship game. So they have a lot to prove going against playing Ohio State, and that scares me a little bit because we've seen what teams who feel like they have something to prove will do against the Big Ten team in a bowl game. So we'll have to wait and see how this one turns out. I want to close out today by talking about Narnia. I mentioned yesterday that I got Chronicles of Narnia Prince Caspian on Blu-ray for Christmas, and didn't get a chance to talk about this. Walt Disney Pictures was co-producing the Narnia films along with Walden Media, and apparently Walt Disney Pictures must feel like Prince Caspian did not make enough money to be a success. Now, me personally, I don't see how a film that made $131 million or somewhere around there cannot be considered a success. But I guess when you spend in excess of $300 million on a film and you don't make that back, I guess that's considered a failure. So Walt Disney Pictures pulls out. Apparently work is still being done on Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which is the third film. Walden Media is still aggressively going about production for the movie and looking for a partner. The likely replacement for Disney will be Fox, because Walden Media has an established partnership with Fox in some other areas with some other films. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that for all my fellow Narnians out there. With that, that's all the time I have, so please continue to comment, rate, subscribe, and remember that RazMan style, it's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.